Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day wherever they are. Like I say in all my videos, I'm not responsible if anybody gets hurt. It's just my opinion. Today, we're talking about death during or in shit in the fan. I know a lot of people don't want to talk about that because they want to think that they're going to survive and we all hope for the best, but you never know. And people take it different ways because you're born and you live a while, we hope, and then eventually you get old and you die. We hope that happens, but I think more the chance of death during or in a shit in the fan is greater. Nowadays people do die, but it's not as high, high like it's going to be during shit in the fan. Because people, when shit in the nowadays sometimes you expect people to die, and sometimes out of the blue they die, and that's what sometimes it's going to happen with shit in the fan. If someone has cancer and they don't have the treatment, or they do have the medicine, eventually they're going to die from that, and then they have to worry about what they're going to do. And then what happens if someone dies unexpected? Some people do shock different ways. Some people withdrawn, don't want to talk to them. Some people like to be comforted. Some people say, oh, I'm sorry, want to hug you. Some people don't want anything and want to be left alone, and you should do what the person wants, because I know you want to comfort, but sometimes people don't want to be comforted, so you leave them alone. Some people get busy and do things when they're upset. And some people just withdrawn and don't want to talk to anybody. Like I said, they cry, they mourn. People mourn different ways when someone dies, or if someone's dying, and then you have to think of what you're going to do the next step when they die. And then sometimes they'll have a talk to you and say this is what they want to do during the shit in the fan. Like they might say, an open will. If you have a will before shit in the fan, that's a great thing, because then you know what's going to happen during or after shit. But if you don't have a will, you should talk to the person you're with, the group of people you're with, or what you want to have done. I know usually it's not on. You usually have to have a written will. Maybe you can have a bunch of people sign it and you do what they want. Also, the other thing is, when it comes to death, like I said, people go through different stages. They go through anger. They go through, I'm not a psychiatrist or anything. They go through, they can't believe that this has happened. They go unbelief. They feel sad, they mourn, they cry, they get upset, they blame, they get angry, all the above. They have all these different emotions. And some people who are hide it, and some people are more explosive and do things that they shouldn't because they get angry. And also, what are you going to do when the person dies? Because say it's an accident or someone got hurt and they died unexpectedly, what are you going to do with the body? People don't think, oh, I don't want to talk about that. But that's part of prepping, I think, is you have to discuss death. A lot of people don't like it. My husband doesn't like talking about it. I'm realistic. I do talk about it, and I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to be cremated someday, even during prep. Just light me up, with gasoline or whatever. Someday in the future. You'll have to either decide to cremate the person during shit in the fan, or in shit in the pan, or you're going to bury the person. You'll have to talk to them, or if before they pass away, or if they haven't, you didn't discuss it and they didn't want to discuss it, then you'll have to be the one to choose. I think burying is the harder one, because you have to dig a hole that's 6 feet bigger because of animals getting to it. This is going to be graphic too. Sport alert. There's going to be some graphic, because animals will go after it. If you didn't know that, you will finally. You see animals go after roadkill in the middle of the street and dead animals. You see animals going after that. That's what they do with people. If you don't dig holes, they'll try to go after. Wolves and animals will go after the dead body, which is disgusting. But that's the way it is. Animals go after things, especially hawks and all those rodents and and worms and all that disgusting things. That's what happens if you don't. You could get. Also, you have to think: are you going to get trash bags? Do you have enough trash bags? If there's someone who dies, if you're going to bury someone, are you going to use trash bags, or are you going to use sheets, towels, or whatever to wrap the person up after them, or are you just going to toss them in because they're going to be heavy? They're like rocks. I had to lift a dead animal, and they are heavy. Sometimes it depends on the size of the dog. If it's a heavy dog, they weigh a ton. It's double the thing. It's like having a bunch of rocks and stuff, or barbells. Think a person who weighs 200 pounds. You see all those people on television or TV or movies or whatever. They have like 4, 5, 6 guys carry a person in a casket. Because the person's so heavy. There's no gravity once a person dies. Gravity is gone when you pass away. So you would have to have a bunch of people lift the dead body if it's a person who's really heavy. If it's a light person, it's still going to need people. But if it's a heavy person, they're going to weigh a ton. You have to be careful you don't injure yourself, because if there's not a lot of people in your group, you're going to have to think of what you're going to do with the dead body. And the other thing is, what are you going to do if you come across dead bodies? Say you had to go out, and you have some people in your group who have to go out, and you have some people who's staying, and you see a dead body. What are you going to do? Are you going to search the person? Are you going to, say they have a backpack, are you going to go through their stuff? A lot of people say, oh, I'm never going to do that. Never say never if it happens. Are you going to take their stuff? People say they'll take their stuff when shit in the fan. They'll want to knock on people's doors and steal people's stuff. But would they do that to a dead body? Would you be willing to take stuff from a dead body or a truck? Would you go into a truck where there was a couple dead bodies and take their stuff? You have to think about that. People say, oh, this is being morbid, talking this way. This is being realistic. If something happens, are you going to go after the people's stuff? Because if you don't, someone else will. A lot of people say, oh, I'm not going to go and touch a dead person. That's being unsympathetic. That's morbid. That's not Christian or whatever, religious thing. I'm not going to do it. Like I said, other people might take the stuff and they use it, or they might barter it. That's up to you. If you want to take the person stuff from a dead body, like their shoes and stuff, or food or whatever, supplies, that's up to you. That's your conscience. You do what you want. I'm not going to tell people what I want, because that's an individual thing. Like I said, are you going to go into the person's car? Or if there's a car that's not, say there's no dead bodies, but there's empty cars. Are you going to go into someone's car if it's been evacuated? Are you going to go in their trunk, look in their trunk if it's open and take their stuff? Or in the car, are you going to steal their stuff? That's up to you. I try not to judge. If the person left it, I guess it's called free. It's free. It's not really stealing. If it's a shit hit in the fan and they leave their stuff, that's free range. That's every man's for themselves. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's stealing." It's not. If you leave it unattended, people are gonna take your stuff. The same, like I said, are you gonna take the stuff at the person's dead body? You're gonna. I know in World War II and stuff, when dead bodies happen in World War II and movies, people would take people's sneaker boots and everything. In World War II, I saw Private Ryan and other movies where they take off the shoes off people when they died because they didn't have the good shoes. Are you going to do that? Are you going to take their jackets? Are you going to take things to keep warm? That's up to you. Like I say, I don't judge people to survive. If someone's already dead, they don't need the stuff. I don't judge. That's your decision. So this video is about shit in the fan and dead bodies, and it's a hard call. You have to decide what you're going to do if you come across dead bodies. Are you going to take their stuff, or are you going to leave it for someone else to take it, or are you going to keep it for yourself and maybe use it for for yourself? or the people in your group, or are you going to barter it? It's up to you. Or are you going to go to someone else's home, and if they're empty and you see dead bodies, are you going to steal from their homes? Or if you go, say you go to a Walmart, and it's been ransacked and you see dead bodies, are you going to take stuff from people from Walmart who, because a lot of people, when they come across a dead body, a lot of people won't have the stomach. They'll be throwing up. They'll say, oh God, I might do that. A lot of people won't have the stomach when they see, that's a normal reaction, unless you were in the military or something. Even people in the military who say, oh, I wouldn't throw up if I saw a dead body. Some people do. It depends on your personality and your stomach and your makeup. A lot of people won't be able to handle seeing a dead body. A lot of people are going to throw up and feel sick. I don't blame them. It's reflexes. Seeing a dead body. Once I saw a dead animal, and it made me, and I'm a very tough person, and I'm very nice. I saw a dead animal once, and it made me want to throw up because it was really disgusting. Like I said, this is graphic. I saw a dead body, and it was really gross. I nearly wanted to throw up, but I didn't, because it's your reflex, your gagging reflexes. So let me tell you, I don't judge people for throwing up if they see a dead body, or they cry or they get upset. It's only being human. So this is an important subject to talk about during Shit in the Fan or in Shit in Fan is death, because that's going to be around. A lot of people won't be able to survive because they'll starve to death. There's no water. They'll be depressed. Some people might do suicide, or they might want someone to out them because they can't handle the stress. And could you do it for them? If they asked you to, that's your choice too. Like I said, this isn't purposes only, and this is just a thought. It gives you something to think about during Shit in the Fan. What are you going to do when people are dying and death during Shit in the Fan? To my next video, don't forget to prepare and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.